You entered the grocery store with a simple mission: buy milk, eggs, and bread. You even repeated it to yourself before leaving home to stay focused. Milk, eggs, bread. Yet somehow, 20 minutes later, you're unloading a dozen bags into your car, staring at a receipt that says $147, completely confused about how things spiraled so fast. You had a plan. You had self-control. You fully intended to grab your essentials and leave. And yet, you walked out with artisanal crackers, a rotisserie chicken that smelled irresistible, a discounted candle, organic trail mix from a flashy end cap, and a random magazine you grabbed while waiting to pay. You don't remember consciously choosing most of these items, and they simply appeared in your cart. This isn't a failure of discipline or weak willpower. It's the result of a massive industry that has spent decades perfecting the art of influencing your decisions. Every aisle, display, product placement, scent, sound, and layout detail was carefully engineered by behavioral scientists and retail psychologists to push you toward spending more. You're not just shopping, you're moving through a psychological obstacle course designed to extract as much money as possible. And most of the time, it works. Bobby and I spend an unhealthy amount of time analyzing why a quick grocery run turns into a $100 spending event. If you've ever looked at your receipt in disbelief or left the store with bags full of unplanned purchases, you should subscribe. What I'm about to break down is the invisible architecture of supermarket psychology: why milk is always in the back, why the most expensive items sit at eye level, why checkout lanes feel cramped, and why you'll never see a clock on the wall. Once you recognize the maze, you'll never walk through it blindly again. The first rule of grocery store design is simple: nothing is placed randomly. Every shelf, aisle, and product location is backed by decades of consumer behavior research. The core strategy is to force shoppers to pass as much merchandise as possible before reaching essential items. That's why milk, eggs, and bread are the most frequently purchased goods are almost always placed in the far back corner of the store. Not because it's convenient, but because it guarantees exposure to hundreds of impulse buy opportunities along the way. Studies show that roughly 70% of grocery purchases are unplanned. The longer you stay inside, and the more aisles you walk through, the more money you spend regardless of how strict your shopping list was. The route to your essentials isn't inefficient by accident, it's optimized for store profits, not your convenience. And the manipulation doesn't stop there, it continues vertically on the shelves themselves. Products placed at eye level sell dramatically better than those above or below. Retail data shows sales can jump by over 30% just from optimal vertical placement. Brands pay massive fees to secure these premium spots, which means the items easiest to grab are rarely the best value. Cheaper store brand alternatives are usually placed lower, forcing you to bend down. Children's products are positioned at a child's eye level, not yours, because a child grabbing a colorful box bypasses parental logic entirely. Supermarkets also manipulate your senses using strategies borrowed from casinos. There are no clocks or windows because losing track of time makes you spend more. Lighting shifts depending on the section, clinical in cleaning aisles, warm and cozy in bakeries. Slow music makes shoppers move slower and buy more. Even the smell of fresh bread is often pumped through ventilation systems to trigger hunger. None of this is accidental. Even your shopping cart is a psychological tool. Over the years, carts have grown significantly larger. Research shows that when cart size increases, spending increases proportionally. An empty-looking cart triggers your brain to fill it. And finally, the checkout lane is the most aggressive profit zone in the entire store. Narrow aisles trap you beside high-margin items like candy, magazines, and drinks while you wait, tired and mentally depleted. Over time, these small impulse purchases add up to staggering amounts. What feels like a few dollars here and there can quietly turn into tens of thousands over a lifetime. Grocery stores are not neutral spaces, but they are engineered environments designed to overpower your intentions. The only real defense is awareness. Shop with a list. Eat before you go. Stick to the perimeter. Look up and down, not straight ahead. And move through the store like you know the game, because now you do.